the 9 Patchalong 5.0. This is block number 4, and we are going to be using the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler. That's a lot of numbers. Let's hop over to my Gamble 22-inch machine and let's get stitching. Welcome to the 9 Patchalong 5.0. In this series, we'll explore 9 unique 9-patch machine quilting designs, perfect for quilters of all skill levels. To get started, you'll need a few essential materials and supplies. We'll be using the Sway machine quilting rulers available at peaceandquilt.com and marking our quilts with the blue Mark Be Gone marker. To remove the marks, mist the area with a solution of 1 cup water and 1 teaspoon baking soda, repeating as necessary until the marks are completely gone. The batting we will use is Quilter's Dream wool, and the threads are so fine and the Super Bob bobbins. All of my quilting is done on a Gamble 22-inch machine, stitching in the stitch regulated mode at 13 stitches per inch. Each design is taught by me, Natalia Bonner, using these machine quilting rulers, ensuring you achieve the best results. Quilters of all skill levels and machine types are welcome to join, but you must have a machine in good working condition, a basic knowledge of ruler quilting, a ruler foot, and base plate. Additionally, the piecing pattern and design workbook for this series are available for purchase at peaceandquilt.com. Let's get started and create some beautiful quilts together. I'll start block number 4 by using that hook end on the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler to mark some circles. So again, you could actually quilt out this whole design without doing this much marking, but there are definitely times where I like to mark out my design so I know what my design is going to be like. I know it's a lot easier to remove markings than unpick stitches. I have designed all of the Sway machine quilting rulers, so the hook end of the ruler is designed for marking. Then the circle end and the concave side of the rulers are designed for quilting. So whenever you are machine quilting with machine quilting rulers, you want to have a ruler foot on your machine. It's just a tool you really need to have. But that ruler foot is going to make it so that from your needle position to the outside of your foot, it is 1/4 inch. So the line or the curve that you're going to be quilting is going to be slightly different than the curve that you're going to be marking. And that is exactly why I designed the Sway rulers the way I have designed them. So what you're seeing here is I'm using that hook end of the ruler. On the hook end, obviously the end of the ruler is a curve, but you can also see there's a few lines indicated there. You can see that there's a heavy curved line that continues through the concave side. That indicates the circle where the 5-inch circle, this is a true 5-inch circle, would go through the ruler. Now also through that hook end of the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler, there are some lines that mark a T and also an X. So I am lining up that T, those T lines right on top of the ditches here, so on top of the seams. By doing that, I know that the center of my circle is right on that center point, and I can mark a perfect 5-inch curve around the outside. Now you can see it doesn't actually create a full 5-inch circle with my markings, but that's okay. I can still see basically what I'm going to quilt, and you actually can flip the ruler upside down if you do want to continue that full circle. So I'm going to repeat this process, marking those 5-inch circles on each of the outside intersections, so where your seams come together, as well as through the center of this block. Once I have all of my markings complete, now I'm ready to begin stitching. I can see what it's going to look like and I like it a lot. So I'm simply going to switch to the circle end of that Sway 5 machine quilting rulers. And like we've done on many of the previous blocks here in this 9 Patchalong, I'm going to start on one side of the block and travel either from the top of the block down to the bottom or the bottom of the block to the top. Yes, I have stitched in the ditch around the outside of this block already, so the block is pretty stable in its place. The only difference now that I've switched to the larger Sway 5 machine quilting ruler, my lines are going to be crossing over each other. So as they cross over, I'm going to be traveling along my ditch to travel back to my next marked line. So it is helpful here because I've marked those lines. I know exactly how far I need to travel. Remember, when using that concave side of any of the Sway machine quilting rulers, you'll simply hold that concave side 1/4 of an inch away from where you want your thread to intersect. So as I am quilting here, I've quilted that first left side of this block, and now up to the top I'm working my way down the second row. Working my way down that second row, you know I love the look of stitch in the ditch, so that's what I'm going to use to travel from one point to the next. Also, you'll notice a lot of times when I adjust my machine quilting ruler, I like to do it when I reach a ditch. It just seems like a great place to stop and readjust. So a lot of times I'll quilt just 1/4 of a circle, stop, readjust my ruler, and continue stitching. On that circle end of all of the Sway machine quilting rulers, there are a few marked lines through that circle end. They indicate a T and also an X. You can line those up right on top of the ditch and then quilt right along the outside of the ruler to keep that perfect 4-inch circle. Make sure you always remember whenever doing any machine quilting with rulers that you do have a ruler foot on your machine, as well as that extended ruler base, and remember gentle pressure. So I'm going to repeat this process once I've worked here down to the bottom of the block. I'll travel over and repeat the process, now working towards the top of the block on that next row. Then to finish off this adorable block, I'll complete those 5-inch circles over on the right side of the block. Of course, lastly, I'm going to finish out this block by using that straight side on the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler to stitch in the ditch along those horizontal rows of the blocks. Now it's time to get quilting on that next sashing using that free tutorial. I hope you all found a bit of inspiration. I will see you in the 9 Patchalong 5.0 block number 5. Let's quilt some feathers.